really like giving out information about myself to people because I just feel like now it's just a part of me that's out there somewhere in the world. Let me take this do-rag off, looking all ghetto. Woo. We're gonna have to fix that, honey. Should I start on my hair first or my makeup? I'm gonna start on my makeup only because I'm not sure if I want to curl my hair or not. I'm only going to, you know, renew my license. I just decided that I'm just gonna film like an authentic, just, you know, real little chit chat with you guys. So I wrote down a couple things because I don't want to get off track, and also for me to just get my point across. Ooh. No. So I guess we can start with what's been going on with me, where I feel like my headspace is at. Like mentally, I feel like I've been in a different space. Emotionally, I feel like I've been in a different space, and for the better. I am someone who has struggled with anxiety and depression, I guess you can, if I had to name it. I hate saying that word, but first off, I rebuke that because we are not even speaking negativity into our lives. We're moving on, we're moving forward, and we're doing better because of how my culture or my community has not taught us to deal with those topics or those situations. I didn't know how to deal with it, you know, and I was probably dealing with it in the most toxic way possible. I actually was dealing with it for longer than I thought. Some of the thoughts that I was having, or some of the places that I would find myself in mentally, was just becoming a norm for me. I've been dealing with anxiety for a couple years, actually. Sometimes I don't really know how to deal with certain situations. I would either find myself getting violent or expressing myself in an unhealthy manner or shutting down, you know, but that's what I resorted to because that's all I knew. I don't talk about much that goes on with me. I'm an extroverted person, of course, but I'm also not as like emotionally in tune. I'm kind of learning here and there to kind of open up, you know, if there's something wrong, to express it. I think the discussion of mental health being so at the forefront these days, that kind of helps to be able to talk about certain things and deal with them in a more healthy way. Ultimately, I just kind of felt like I was at a standstill. Like I didn't know where my life was really going. You know, you go through those times when you're like, damn, I felt like I would have been here by now. I felt like I would have been doing this by now. And, you know, why am I resorting back to the same behaviors? Or why am I dealing with the same trauma? Why am I still struggling? It makes you feel like you're just so stagnant. And I think that was just overwhelming me, especially because I hadn't been expressing it for so long. I couldn't put it into words, really. It felt like I was faking the funk for so long. And I was just getting over that. I would find myself just in my thoughts a lot. It got to a point where I was just like, I don't want to hear myself think. It leaves you to kind of be in a depressive state, especially when you feel like no one around you is dealing with those same things. And no one around you feels the same way that you feel, or you can't explain to anybody why you feel that way because all they see is this, like, you know, super bright life that you seemingly have. I never even thought I would say those words. I never thought that I would say that this is what I was dealing with or battling. God allows certain things to happen for a reason. I have so much more of an appreciation now for my life. I just don't want to ever be back in that dark space. So I've been wearing closures because, baby, what the hell was that? I went to Mexico, and after having my wig on for, you know, about a week straight, I wanted to jump in the pool. I ripped my wig off, basically. Long story short, child. So my edges need to be grown back, and that's just that. A lot of things did play a role in how I was feeling, the space I was in, and also spiritually. Like my spiritual life, I feel like was suffering so much. I feel like my connect with God just was lingering. I just felt so small. I felt so alone in those thoughts. Alone. I felt like you should know better. Like you should be doing better at this point.
At this grown-up adulthood age.
And this isn't the first time I've been here. This isn't the first time I've been to a place where I'm like, damn, am I still not growing? That kind of led me to just be so depressed. And also understood that a lot of it came from my childhood trauma and what I've gone through. And one of my things is like, I always feel like people are so judgy. I was just so like, fragile. I was just like, I'll just pray. I remember I was watching Aaliyah J. She's reading this motivational book. I'll get it so I can show y'all. Reading this self-love workbook. And she got it off of Amazon. That's where I got mine too. When you are in any sort of dark state of mind, it kind of connects to how you love yourself, how you treat yourself, how you think of yourself, right? So for me, self-love has been such a battle. I know that it's so much easier to just exude confidence or fake the funk like you are confident, right? But it's such a different mindset to be in when you actually truly love yourself and truly know your worth. On the exterior, that girl, you know, but on the inside, I kind of feel small. I kind of feel like I don't belong. I feel like nobody gets me. And why is that? And I had to ask myself those questions. And I would read it. I would highlight things that made sense to me. I would do little notes on the side and I would work my way through it. And some days I would still feel anxiety kicking in, but I was like, I'm just gonna keep on pushing through because I need something to work. I was reading my Know Your Bible, this book, which my praise and worship leader actually recommended. This one is called Worship Matters. And basically just, if you're a part of a praise and worship team, I think this is a good book for you. I have these three like daily motivations, daily devotional books. The point of me sharing this moment is to encourage somebody else who might be going through it. It's not the end. It really isn't. Like, start on my brows. I'm gonna set them. Recently, I posted on my beauty page on Instagram that I'm taking somewhat of a hiatus, and you know, my hopes are to be back and booking clients. You know, of course, people were shocked. People had questions that I would ever step away from it, even if it's temporary. But I kind of feel like this mindset that I was in, like, I didn't want it to be surrounded with negativity or something dark, because it's something that I love. Like, I'm very passionate about the beauty industry in whatever form it comes. Any form, whether it be like inspiring somebody to feel beautiful. I feel like also I am placed here to do a bit more than just service people as far as makeup and doing their hair and all that stuff. So it's something I'm very passionate about and something I take seriously. I didn't want it to be tainted by what I was going through mentally. Does that make sense? I feel like God is moving me into a new era in my life. I just kind of gotta see it from afar for right now. After COVID hit, I lost a lot of events that I was gonna do. It was very beneficial for my career. I am planning on moving out of my parents' house finally. I always said that I don't want to be at my parents' house when I'm 30. Just because I felt like, you know, I'm grown at this point. Like, and I wanted to move out in a way that would be beneficial for me, that my parents will understand. If you don't know, I'm Haitian, so being that I'm not married, there's a lot of cultural differences. At the end of the day, they support me. That's all that matters. I hate thinking about what if I would have. I went through that in high school. I didn't go to prom, and I was like, damn, what if I'd have went to prom? What if I'd have got my grades up and went to a good school? Like, I always wanted to go to a HBCU. I never got to, and I never got to really experience high school because, you know, I got left back in the second grade. I had to take double and triple classes just to graduate on time, which I did. My childhood was, I feel like it was all just rushed. I'm just in a space of not selfishness, but I need to figure out what I want, you know, who I am. I wanted to talk about dating and singleness, where I am with that. I am single. I was dating at one point, you know, casually, nothing like serious, but now I'm in a single space, and now for the very first time in my life, appreciating my singleness, or at least learning to appreciate my singleness. I probably said with my mouth that I was content with where I was, but on the inside I felt like, damn, well, I want a little boo thing. Have somebody, have a partner who I could talk to about things. I heard someone say that recently and talk about appreciating your singleness. My sister asked my parents, who are you guys outside of being parents? Like, outside of being a mom, outside of being a dad, outside of being a wife or a husband. Like, who are you? Like, I wanted to live on my own. I always wanted to have that experience, and that's not something that I could do once I'm married. I can't just get up and go and travel to whatever country once I'm married. I have to process that with him. Like, I have to think about somebody else's feelings, and I thank God that I'm at that place, that I'm at that mindset where I can do that and fully be accepting of it. Of course, there's days when I see a cute dude and I'm like, oh, he fine, like, should I go talk to him? But then I'm just like, let me scale back a little bit, because I'm in this new mindset of appreciating my singleness and appreciating who I'm becoming, and I'm loving her. I'm choosing me for the very first time. I want to take you guys on the journey of my singleness until it ain't so single anymore, right? Oh, hold on, gotta sculpt. We gotta give the girls snatcheroo. Getting on the topic, it's not at all sensitive for me. I've had some experiences. I've had some good ones, some bad ones. Maybe I'll do some story times for y'all. I'm a very traditional type of woman with a modern feel. I'm traditional in the way to cook for a man, cater to a man, clean, you know, like traditional womanly thing. Also modernized enough to own my own business and be my own woman. It really takes a lot for me to trust somebody, a man, a friend, a family member, whatever. That also has to do with some of my trauma. I want to have friendships that I 100% trust, like 110%. Even though I have good friends, I feel like I've never felt like I had a friend that I 110% trusted. Whether it be because something in our friendship was a little off and it made me second guess you, whether it was because I lacked in something and now it made us kind of distant, so now I don't feel like you trust me enough, so now I don't know if I could tell you something, or I don't know if I could be this way around you. Friendships has always been like a tough one for me. The trust thing is one thing, but then the willingness to just unload on somebody and feel like you won't be judged. One thing about me, a lot of people who meet me, one way or another, they end up being on some like, damn, you don't ever open up. You don't know nothing about you. And it's not that I'm introverted around people or shy around people. Like, I'm very talkative, very talkative. I'm very particular about what I share with people because people are so judgmental. My eyes are tearing. It's upsetting me and my homegirls. In 5 years, I see myself with one of my YouTube plaques, living in a high-rise building. I see myself with brand deals and sponsorships, walking in my calling, in a healthy relationship. So I know we touched on a lot. We had a lot to chat about. Yo, I decided to keep my hair straight just because I feel like it gave more of like a look, girl. I don't elaborate too much, but I tried, okay? I don't really like giving out information about myself to people because I just feel like now it's just a part of me that's out there somewhere in the world. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard. I'm not gonna hold you for me to even want to do this video, but right, you guys get to know me in a different light and see me in a different way. And I kind of want that to be the rapport that we have. I want this to kind of be like a journal documentary, like see how I grow. That was my life update. If you guys are interested in any of the books that I mentioned that I've been reading, leave them in the description box for you guys, or you guys can message me or just comment below. Thank you for letting me just unload on you guys and get my little zen on. I hope you guys enjoy this look because baby, I'm about to go take some pictures and that's just on period. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.